Hello, welcome to Drunk, A Song of Ice and Fire After the Thrones, Season 7, Episode 5. I'm Chloe. We are talking about Eastwatch tonight. I am joined by Elena, the Bear Air.
Hey everybody! Back again for another fun week of drinking and bullshitting.
Absolutely. We're lucky though. We are joined by one of my great friends, Ashley Stommen. She is a Fairweather fan. She's starting the books. I'm so excited about this for her. She's starting the books. She's a comedian, kind of out of Michigan, Kalamazoo area originally, but she just moved to Lansing. She's actually my roommate, what I'm trying to tell you. I wrote my roommate into doing this. She's a show-me. She watches most of the show. She started the books, so I'm really excited to have her perspective tonight because I want to be able to say, Ashley, what did you think about this? So that I feel like either like crazy or not crazy. So Ashley, say hello.
Hi. I felt like that was the craziest, longest intro for someone not that cool.
Well, look, you're just really important to me for this.
Like,
podcast.
hey, hopefully I could say things like, wow, the dragon looked neat, and just sit in the background.
No, but you know what? That's actually, it's nice. It's refreshing to have that perspective. It's refreshing to not have just like me, the biggest asshole in the world, talking about how much I hate the show for an hour and a half. So I'm excited to have you here. Thank you for joining us in our living room tonight.
If I wanted to sit in the living room, I had to, right?
Right, exactly. That's the rule. You sit in my living room at my house when I'm drinking and doing Drunk ASOIAF podcasts, and you're on. You're in. Like, it's just a rule. Kevin, A Song of Ice and Fire Puns, might be joining us depending on how long we go. I know he's working, but he might pop in, so we'll see with that. Elena, what are you drinking tonight? What's going on?
I'm drinking some fine, clear liquid here.
Oh, okay. That's good. We are mysterious. That's my girl. Very mysterious. I'm drinking a Moscato right now. A nice Arbor Gold. Some would say lies in Arbor Gold. That's a joke about my username handle. Thank you. Yeah.
You will see what I have to deal with.
We've got a nice blend. Ashley has a nice blend going. She's got a red and a Moscato. Yeah.
Real drunk.
Trying to get Cersei tonight. We're trying to get not pregnant, just drunk.
Yeah, just the drunk.
Just drunk, not pregnant. Definitely don't want to get
pregnant. We don't want to talk about the pregnancy. Let's just skip over that part entirely, please, and thank.
I don't want to get pregnant tonight is what I'm trying to tell you.
If you manage to get pregnant with another woman and without any kind of like medical intervention, I'm gonna be really impressed. Just throwing that out there.
I want to get Mirish Swamp drunk. No, I'm just kidding.
There we go. That can work.
I'm glad we're back in it. We're back at the podcast. We have people that have some questions for us. We're gonna hit way later in the show. Maybe middle. Maybe we'll take a break. Maybe we'll do it at the end. Whatever. Wild card. But this was an episode. It was kind of a build-up episode, right? Like, I feel like this was building up for, there's only 2 episodes left after this, which was episode 5, and I feel like the build-up is going towards these last 2 episodes. Elena is not allowed to say anything. She is bad, and she watched the leaks, so she's fired from Drunk ASOIAF after this podcast. She's done.
Who are you gonna have on it if you fire me, bitch?
Okay, so Elena is hired, is what I'm trying to tell you. She's still on the podcast on Drunk ASOIAF. She'll never leave, ever.
Especially since you can't trust Kevin. He's not here.
I don't watch if something leaks during season, I won't watch it. I like the leaks before because it makes me less of an asshole. I want to cover this because I feel like people don't get it. Like, I read the leaks on purpose because if I don't, I will go into this and be the biggest book snob. I will be an asshole, dude. I don't mean to. It just is what it is. I mean, I like the books.
She's not lying. I feel like I know about the books only because Chloe is like a walking, like, not fountain of knowledge.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Well, everything relates to them. They're very relatable stories.
Just throwing out quotes and stuff.
Yeah, well, relatable quotes. Relatable. Man, I was in New York this weekend. I feel really bad. We were supposed to record Sunday. Life got crazy. Sometimes I'm Drunk ASOIAF. It happens. Sometimes you do a little too much drunk and not enough ASOIAF. You guys, it's a hard balance. Me and poor Quentin were supposed to record with ASOIAF puns in the Bear Air, but it didn't happen, and that's okay. Rain check for next time. Tonight's going to be fun. I honestly am excited to talk about this episode. There's a lot to kind of discourse about. Like, there's some really good, and there's some really bad, and there's some really in-between, I feel like.
Yes. It was a hell of an episode. It really was.
Roller coaster.
I mean, start to finish. I mean, hell, we start off with freaking people getting set on fire, and then it just kind of keeps going from there.
Jesus, let's start from let's just get to the beginning. Let's get to it. We open up with Bronn and Jaime, and first off, I want to talk about their Brokeback Mountain plot line this season. Like, what is going on with these boys? They're in love again. It's buddy cop. I'm down with it. Whatever. I'm not gonna complain. I'm fine with it. But we open on Bronn, like, who is the only sensible person.
He really is.
Right? Like, he opens up and he's like, what the fuck were you doing back there, Jaime? And we're all like, there it is. That's what we've been trying to say.
I believe multiple times I've said something along the lines of, Bronn is us, like, as the viewer, just sitting back watching going, what the fuck?
What's interesting about that, now that you say that, is it reminds me at Ice and Fire Con this year, nobody suspects Butterfly. Butterfly and poor Quentin, ASOIAF University, were on a panel, and they talked about the viewer and the reader as the viewer. So, like, for example, Sansa and Quentin in the books, they are kind of the camera as us readers get to view the whole story. You know, we get to look around, we get to world build on our own, and we get to see different things. They are our point of view. They don't necessarily do things that are externalized point of view options, but they do things that you get to look around and see the happenings of court in King's Landing, or Quentin on his journey to the east, to Easteros, to see the Dragon Queen. So in the show, it's a little different, as we know, because of the plot being more event-driven and actor-driven, whereas in the books it's character and event-driven. So in the show, we get people like Bronn, who is kind of the companion to a main character like Jaime, to kind of give you the human, like, the sensitivity, like, the whole, like, the human experience. Like, oh, I'm a friend of Jaime's. Like, you are there. You feel that with the main character. So Bronn's very important to kind of set that emotion off, I feel like.
I mean, he is very much a relatable character. He is somebody who just kind of basically got dragged into this. Like, pretty much literally just got dragged into it. And he was doing it for the money. Obviously, the end of the last episode, he proved that he wasn't doing it just for the money, because he spilled all of his gold coins everywhere, and instead decided that, well, I gotta attack this fucking dragon, because he thought it were all toast.
Who thought that was a good idea? I feel like we didn't talk about this last episode enough. Okay, you're just gonna charge at the girl that has dragons, Jaime?
Yeah, no.
That's not my Jaime.
Honestly, I kind of feel like Jaime was having, like, some legit fucking flashbacks to Ares, of course.
Yeah, wildfire.
Fucking wildfire. And fire just everywhere, and people are burning, and he didn't do anything originally.
Yeah.
But maybe he thought, like, okay, well, if I go out and I manage to take her down with me, maybe that'll make up for the fact that she's killed all these people at this point. I'll be able to redeem myself for having to sit back and let Ares do his thing.
And it kind of felt like Jaime just did his usual circle of, this is for Cersei, I love Cersei. It's 4 seasons too long at this point. It's getting a little old. I mean, we open on Bronn and Jaime, the last episode at the very end, we close with them, like, jumping in. Bronn pushes Jaime into the water. Somehow they miraculously avoid dragon fire very conveniently. Just saying, convenient plot. And we open up right away with Bronn and Jaime, like, sucking in breath, heads above water. I don't know, Ashley, how'd you feel about the scene in general? What, as a person that watches the show, what were you thinking? Like, Jaime and Bronn, boom, they're alive. What'd you think? How'd you feel at the end of the episode versus the beginning?
I mean, to be totally honest, I kind of predicted that was what was going to happen. I was like, well, they're not going to kill that guy, so...
He's important.
Yeah, I honestly was like, is he going to drown? But then I was like, no, that'd be a really dumb way for him to die. And then somebody let it leak how he died.
mind. Oh, he's not dead.
But he's not dead.
He is not dead.
Well, but no, you shared a detail.
He just has, there's foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Ashley has learned about foreshadowing, is what she's saying, you guys.
Yay!
Chloe's
so
foreshadowing. Mentioned several times how he's gonna be gone when, like, he's gonna be not around when the dragons show up. And I was like, that guy's gonna die. That's kind of what I thought.
But he didn't die. And I feel like that was so unrealistic, this episode. Bronn should have died.
This episode, but
or
he's probably going to.
He will.
Just the way he was talking, like, I'm not going to be involved in this. I'm going to be somewhere not around. Like,
okay.
Well, no, you're probably going to be dead. Like, that's the way I thought of it. Like,
I could see that. I could.
Same.
I was surprised. It would have been much more realistic / worth it if they would have just killed him off.
Just like, and then he died right there.
I know that sounds mean / bad, but it's like,
it's true.
I'm sorry, that was a little close for comfort.
Yep.
Right?
He literally drug himself and Jaime's heavily armored body at least, 100 meters or so away from where they fell in?
Yeah. I hate to have to say this so often this season, but this season would be great if it weren't for the suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
I have to have so much suspension of disbelief every episode I watch that, like, this person can travel within an hour to this place. This
Right.
person can not drown, can be in shallow 2-foot water in one spot and then be half drowning in 2 feet away from it. Like, there's just a suspension of disbelief this season that is, I know we're in the final run. I know we're hammering towards the end. I get it. I understand that I have to, there's a certain part of me that has to go, you can't be logical. It's a show. It's fun. But it's starting to get a bit much. They're starting to ask some things of me that I'm not even ready to give to them. I do like, as the scene progressed, we continued on. Jaime is kind of looking around and staring at all the destruction of the dragon fire, and Tyrion is walking around the destruction himself and looking at it, which Tyrion, I mean, he just caused this with wildfire at Blackwater, so it's really interesting to see him look around and go, oh, fuck, I caused it again. And at the same time, there's that slow Rains of Castamere song playing in the background, the slow version, very, like, just beautiful and haunting, very resonant.
Yes.
And so it's interesting to see them walk, and Jaime think about his past, and Tyrion think about his that moment, in my opinion. That was a very, very cool echo. There were a lot of cool echoes in this episode, like, with the cinematography. Like, there was a lot of stuff going on that I was really interested in.
I like to call back to a lot of the earlier episodes and a lot of the earlier seasons where, obviously, as you said, like, Tyrion is just walking around going, well, shit.
I did this.
Exactly. And part of me, honestly, it kind of made me giggle a little bit, because he had this, like, look of disbelief on his face, like, holy crap, dragons cause fire, guys.
It was almost like he was looking at it like, oh shit, I caused this again.
You thought I would have learned after the first time.
Right.
I just wanted to say one thing. It really made me giggle when Bronn was talking with Jaime, and he was like, I'm the only one who can kill you, Lannister. Because I literally looked at Kevin and was like, it's us!
Oh, I hope Kevin does, like, come home soon, because I miss his takes. ASOIAF Puns has been avoiding us for years now. By years, I mean 3 weeks. No, he's been on vacation. Life is busy. I was busy, so I get that. I fucked this week up. This week was my fault. So I want to take a formal apology moment on the podcast. I want to talk about how it was my fault, and sometimes that's just how life happens. I don't know. I feel bad. I'm excited for Drunk ASOIAF to have ASOIAF Puns come home to it. Kevin is always a nice, like, obstinate person to have on the podcast. He keeps us in line.
He's very much a show fan. He has read the book, or he's listened to the books. He's just able to be more lenient towards differences.
Kevin forgives things that Chloe could never forgive. Let's be real. Like, I bet you any money, if he was on right this moment with us, he would be arguing with me about the Winterfell scenes.
He'd be arguing about everything.
But we'll get there.
All right.
Oh, girl. Girls, will we get there? Because I have some very numerous takes to drop on you about that scene. And
Which
they are
scene?
all extremely negative. They're extremely negative takes, and they're not fun or nice.
You're very negative Nancy today.
Yeah, no, I deserve it. You know what? That's some horse shit, and you know it. Anyways, so now we move on to the white supremacy scene, right?
Yeah, that was
Was that not? That was a little much. That was a little wow. Like, I sat there and she was like collecting all the people that had lost into a pile, and they're all walking like in chains. I'm like, oh, good. This is going great. And they want these guys to direct Confederate.
right.
Okay.
One line that Dany says here, she says that they will kill no one but the Cersei Lannisters of the world. And I was like, you realize you are technically one of the Cersei Lannisters of the world. Like, you're coming in, you're basically invading a country, you're trying to take it over, you're an invading force, you're bringing shit ton of people who you know will rape and rave and rape and everything else in between. But you basically don't give a fuck, because you just want your crown.
And that's kind of how they've characterized her on the show, which is interesting, where in the
Super
books
aggravating.
it's a sense of she's a young woman who she wants to go home. She wants her home back. She really doesn't care about the throne, except for she becomes burdened with it through the people that she wants to free, and the people that she realizes, oh, Westeros is just poisoned by greed, by grossness. Like, America style is just poisoned. And she realizes, I want to change that. No one should live like that. And you look at the places she's trying to free. She won't leave them until they're happy. And she knows she can't really do it, but here she is. It's just, It's a different emotion from Dany in the book, who has the dreams of the house with the red door,
Yes.
of Sir Willem Derry, of the Sea Lord of Bravos. And she just remembers being home, and she remembers lemon trees. No one knows why, but she does. But no one knows.
It's a surprise.
Exactly. But, it's just a characterization. Now they're making her, and here's what they're doing with Dany, is they're raising her characterization from that to this fire and blood dragon queen. And why they're doing that is because they want to give dramatic tension towards Cersei. They want you to empathize for Cersei. They want you to think, you know what? Cersei is crazy too, apparently, but Dany's crazy. You know what? They're both crazy, and Cersei's crazy, but I can understand it, I guess, because of Dany. And they're trying to make you empathize. They're trying to make you go, they're both crazy, weird, crazy queens. So we should both, watch out for both of them. It's just like a dramatic tension thing. It's like the Arya Sansa shit, only in Dany's plot, is what they're doing. They're trying to make you care more, but I don't. So anyways, back to the white supremacy. People are just, in their little armor, beaten from battle, a small crowd, all, crouching for her, and she gives this huge, I want to break the wheel speech. But, here's the problem with that speech to me. Daenerys, your family was the dynasty of over 300 years of just, kings and queens of doing bad shit and fucking their siblings and aunts and uncles and nephews and nieces and whatever, close relatives, fucking their close relatives, making babies, having dragons, burning shit down. The Maesters and all of Westeros got together to kill dragons for a reason. There is a reason. You are the wheel. You're the wheel, Daenerys. You are the wheel. You're talking about breaking it, but your family built the wheel. Your family was the wheel for over 300 years.
Yep.
You are the wheel, and you're using your dragons, and you're still the wheel, which I can't falter, because if I had dragons, what would I do? Sit there and look cute and go, it's okay you don't like me. Go back to your queen. No, I get it. I get it. You have dragons. You're going to use them. But, she straight up is like, you can join me or you can die, and I'm going to break the wheel. That's not... Dany, sweetie, what is you doing? That's not what you do. That's not what we do. That's a shitty... Either it's, a shitty characterization on the writing part, or it's like, Dany, no. And she's like, Dany, yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It really... It was cool as fuck to watch this scene. The dragons, breathing fire was amazing. That was amazing. It was like watching Drogon sit there on that hill and breathe down that fire, and even just sit there waiting until she said Dracarys. Like, I knew how it was going to go. I knew it was contrived, but it was cool to watch, and he looked amazing. It was like going to a theme park for Drogon. You know what I mean? Like, it was just cool. And that was really cool, but like...
She definitely went Mad Queen there for a second, because even Tyrion was like, listen, maybe we shouldn't do this. They're literally a house. I mean, everyone forgets about Sam, but that's because he's pledged to the Night's Watch.
Right.
So he's not technically supposed to be a Tarly anymore. But she literally got rid of basically an entire house in one fell swoop. I mean...
Yeah, it was a little mad. It was a little Mad Queen, and...
We just got this Dickon, like, 5 seconds ago. We didn't even get to see his bicep.
No, it's really unfair. Like, now I have to go on the internet to look for that. Like, I could have just watched it on Game of Thrones. That's one thing. It is some horseshit. We deserve much more dick in this show.
Oh,
like, good
so
dick.
much more.
Ashley,
No.
you know what? The last dick we saw... Okay, here's the
It was
last
a warty ass dick. It was a warty dick in Bravos.
Yeah, it was the dude in Bravos during the play in what, 6-8, episode 8, season 6?
I mean, I don't know that much, but okay.
Anyways, listen, I know when episode 7, we saw Sandor Clegane's dick. Very briefly while he peed into the river, but if you zoom in, it's there, and it's big, okay? Second off, the other dick was the wart dude from the play plot line in Arya's plot. He pulled his dick out, he's like, I have warts!
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's what we get. That is what we get as females that want to see dick in a Song of Ice and Fire's adaptation. And the butt. Janie's butt this season.
They should have more.
Ashley, what's your favorite? Give me your boobs and butts, Ashley. Tell me what your boobs and butts are.
We did have a good discussion about butts last episode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your favorites. Give me who's your favorite boobs? Who's your favorite butts? I know it's hard.
That is really hard, because I'm, like, strangely attracted to Cersei, and I, like, don't want to be.
No,
like,
dude.
But, like, look at her.
She can do whatever she wants to me. She's the queen. I would serve her. I'm not trying to make it like that right now, but you guys, I would do whatever she wanted me to do. She is the queen.
That ass and them titties, though.
Oh,
From
like,
last
who
episode?
did I want more? Her or Nikolai in that scene? Lena
Can I just be...
Nikolai?
No.
Butts?
I have an idea. I have a thing. How about it right in the middle?
Yeah.
Please?
How about both?
Yes.
How about I serve either or both?
How about I just be right in the middle between the two of them, and I'd be content with life, let's be honest here.
Yeah. Dude, really good butts and boobs, and tell me, Ashley, your butts and boobs.
I feel like I should have done more research.
Just go with your heart/vagina's, like, heart.
I mean, obviously, I feel like I'm just going to pick the obvious ones, because
Yeah.
it's like, who are the most attractive people in the main cast? Jon Snow, and...
Okay, he has a nice booty. We saw his little tiny booty. You can hold it in one hand.
It looks like a bubble butt.
It was cute, though. It was a cutie little booty. I was like, Jon Snow, you cutie with the booty. Look at you. Good for you, kid. Good for you.
I will agree, though. Everyone talks about Game of Thrones having, like, so much dick in it. It
doesn't.
Bullshit. There is not anywhere near...
Where are you seeing this dick?
It is, like, 90% boob to, like, maybe 10% dick. Like, it is not fair. I would like a whole episode with no tits and just all butts.
Oh, they're not going to do that now. They don't even want to have real plots now. Why would they put butts and dicks in?
Like,
we don't get anything nice is what I'm saying, Ashley.
Nope.
Finally, someone talks about killing the Tyrells. Tyrion straight up mentions, oh yeah, well, Cersei murdered your queen. Tyrion has been great this season. You know why? He's been so great because he's so small that he can fit into these plot holes that they made and just, like, stuff them a little. That's what Tyrion's been doing this whole season, guys. He has. It was really, he's just, like, every single episode, like, Ilaria with the Myrcella stuff. Finally, someone talks about Ilaria killing Myrcella. It's Tyrion.
Right.
It's Tyrion just keeps, they're just, like, handing him stuff to do, which is really nice because he's only drank wine once in the next scene, this season. Only once in 5 episodes, longer episodes, may I add, has Tyrion drank. They haven't reduced him to that.
Though he does drink for a very, very good reason.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, hell,
get there in a second, I guess.
She even drove Varys to drink.
Yeah, and you know what? We actually had kind of a question from another Plum on Twitter, Namdi Plum. They sent us a little message basically asking, why doesn't Varys drink more? And I want to say that is interesting to think about, especially with his book motivation. Book motivation, Varys, is very different from the show. He's extremely different.
Yes.
In the books, Varys, the problem with the show is that it's missing the nuance of Ashley. If you don't want to be spoiled, or if you don't care, pick one or the other, but you gotta close your ears. In the books, we kind of get to, in A Feast for Crows, we learn that Aegon is alive, quote unquote, around wherever you want to put those quote unquotes. Aegon, Elia Martell, and Rhaegar Targaryen's quote unquote son is quote unquote alive, being supported by quote unquote Illyrio and Varys. And so you learn that's where Varys' motivations are when he is the one, not in the show. Qyburn, Cersei's kind of BFF hand, is all like, I'm gonna kill Pycelle, I'm gonna kill Kevin Lannister, I'm gonna make chaos in the realm to make sure that Cersei can have the throne. In the books, it's Varys, because Varys wants to make it a clear path so they can instill their guy who looks like Aegon, quote unquote, onto the throne. Without that plot in the show, Varys is an empty character. Like, he's just kind of like there. He's like, yeah, I agree with Littlefinger that chaos is a ladder, but in my way, because I'm Varys and I'm the other sneaky person from King's Landing. Like, that's his plot. That's who he is in the show. You get that, right? Yeah. Like, he doesn't have a purpose. Now he's with Dany for basically no purpose other than, like, I'm here and I believe in you. So, in the books, he has a little more nuance and complexity to him, because he's following Aegon, possibly a secret Blackfire plot, if we want to go into some Targaryen lore. So he doesn't really drink as much in the books, because it would not sharpen his wits. It would make his wits very dull quippicisms. He would be probably not very good at doing the whole, like, whispering kids to him all the time and, like, learning secrets and being clever. I mean, that's the biggest reason I personally see Varys doesn't drink as much. This is the first time we see him drink wine in a while on screen. It might be the first, honestly. It might be the second time. Maybe with Shay. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't think he drank with Shay.
Or with Ned. Like, those only 2 times. Even in book. I don't know. In book, I think I've seen him drink. I just don't think in show he's drank at all.
I mean, he has enough issues going on. Like, he's trying to basically control a country through, like, 3 different people. He really doesn't need to drink on top of that. It just gives him... He probably gets more headaches after all of that.
Yeah, I get that. I'm guessing at this point we don't care about Heartsbane. Is that what we've learned?
Basically, I mean, we don't know where Heartsbane is anymore.
Sam took that sword, but, like, all of a sudden we just don't care about his dad finding out. Like, that was, like, the big thing why he was like, I'm sneaking this sword off, and I'm going to steal it from my dad, and then no one cared.
Nobody cares.
And then his dad died.
Yeah, so, I mean, either way, he would have ended up with Heartsbane.
Yeah, but, okay, not to be that asshole and play show devil advocate.
That's usually Kevin's job.
It's really weird to say that. It hurts. But to be fair, he might not have gotten Heartsbane. I mean, if House Tarly fell and Daenerys put someone there, Jon Snow would take that sword and he would add it to their collection. And I mean, Sam would come back and maybe he would get it if Jon had it. Mm-hmm. Which honestly, that might have been a better way to do it. Maybe they shouldn't have even done that. However, I get they had to have Sam have an end to that plot, but like that's all they could come up with.
Boring.
I mean, I get it. I know what we're watching, but still, weak. Anyways.
Just bad writing.
Yeah. So Jaime got home real quickly. I know I don't want to complain about time travel.
Jetpack.
I know I'm not allowed to, according to the internet. They're like, you're not allowed to complain about time travel now. And I'm like, but...
Jetpack. He borrowed somebody's jetpack. That's all I can understand.
Maybe Littlefinger, since he doesn't need it anymore, sent it to King's Landing and Cersei gave it to him.
Maybe.
I'm sorry. I know I'm not allowed to have feelings about anything in the show anymore.
Right.
But, heaven forbid you think a thing. But, that's kind of some horse shit, right? Like, he just shows up home. He marches in and he's in King's Landing all of a sudden. Like, he just, like, left that battlefield and nothing happened to him and Bronn. and they got home to Cersei real fast. Like,
Yeah.
just space it better. Come on, guys. Put it towards the end of the episode. That was the only part of the episode with them. Put it at the end.
Exactly. Not right fucking
That'll
at the beginning.
least give the idea to the viewer that we've been waiting.
Right. So like we get the scene with obviously with Cersei and with
Cersei finally gives a fuck about her armies.
which is odd. Because up until this point
she's
she just
like
did
finally
not.
realizing she's not right.
She finally realizes that, oh shit, I could actually lose this fucking war.
Yeah.
And obviously we get that scene with the two of them and find out that she's pregnant somehow.
I mean,
I guess she...
It was interesting. Cersei had this scaly chainmail dress on during all that, if you notice. Very, like, interesting to look at compared to, like, the topics of what was happening. But, yeah, her being... First off, 2 notes I have for this is, A, Jaime being made a little bitch is killing me.
Yeah.
It's done, dude. Like, come on.
So aggravating.
Tired. This is tired, not wired. I'm pretty bummed. I can't keep watching this. Like, I know what they're going to do with him. They're going to finally, like, give him his reprieve, but it's not going to be until the end of the season, and it's starting to be a little much for me.
It's been a little much for me for about 3 seasons now, because that's about when his character was supposed to go through some hella good plot development, and, like...
This twincest has got to stop.
It really does.
And, like, it's the whole, like, don't ever betray me. Get the fuck out.
And the fact that she is just straight, he's like, well, who the fuck are you gonna say the kid is? And she's just like, yours, of course. Like, that's not gonna fly. That's not how this works in the world.
Like, and the small folks suddenly love Cersei.
How the fuck did that happen?
After she murders everyone at the Sept. Like, I'm sorry. Again, and not to hit, this is the theme of this episode, is suspension of disbelief, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And not to hit suspension of disbelief, but this episode required a lot more than what any normal thing should have. Like, this is just bad writing. It's just like, if your viewer, I have casual viewers that message me and go, so can you explain this to me? And I'm like, oh, no. If I have to explain the show to you, like, that means they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
It should be simple enough to get. I don't know.
I mean, you don't have to, like, pick me up and carry me along or, like, lead me by the hand, but you should at least have a decent enough plot and plot points that you're able to follow along.
Yeah, at least make some fucking sense, is all I'm saying. Well,
moving on.
Anyways, brushing past, Daenerys in the next scene, she flies home on Drogon.
Yep.
Jon has his moment, hold on, there's a phrase someone mentioned about this. Let me open it. Okay, so, Drogon Snoot Boops is the next scene. Mo Swan from Ice and Fire Con mentioned that. He had a couple little questions and things he wants us to touch on, and that's one of them. And so first, Daenerys lands, and she gives Jon this little talk, and she's like, commending him on how he understands war, and she's like, well, you know, like, you get it. You've made casualties from war before while fighting.
And he's just
he's like sitting there, and he's like, you burned people, bitch. Like,
you
what?
You went up straight Targ.
She's like, who did you kill? What Northerners did you kill when you were fighting Ramsay Bolton? And
people that were fucking traitors. That's who.
Like, furthermore, it was in battle. It was honorable. He wasn't sitting on a dragon just roasting them without any reprieve. Like, they had no chance. There was no chance. They were dead one way or another. Like, these people, Jon was besting them in fighting. I can't believe I'm defending Jon right now. I'd rather die. But
Jon is a
was
beautiful, precious
them
cinnamon
by fighting
roll.
them. He was besting them with his military tactician, leadership, and fighting them. I mean, that's an honorable way to fight. You can't just be like, no, that's bad. Like,
I mean, she straight up killed 2 members of, I mean, like, not one of the, like, the higher houses, but of a house. Like, it's not, like, 2 common folk. She just straight up burned two members of a house that she was hoping to make her, to roll.
And that's, I'm reminded of the line that what Tywin Lannister even once said, that when your enemy is on their knees, you lift them back up.
Yes.
I mean, I know that Randall and Dickon didn't exactly surrender. They were, they obviously were like, we won't support you. And I know she can't just let them go, but at the same time, it's, even Tywin had that idea that, if a weaker house will admit they're weaker.
And even if they didn't lift them back up, they would have been good as just fucking, what's it called? Hostages. I mean, he's Randall fucking Tarly.
I mean, he controls the Reach now.
He's one of the best. He was one of the best tacticians for what was it? Robert's Rebellion.
Yeah.
He was literally one of the best tacticians. And this is where it aggravates me, because they did the same thing to the Tyrells.
Mm-hmm.
They
Absolutely.
made them off to be just another house.
Well,
that they're not fighters.
Show canon, here's my other problem. If Tarly is, he's switched 3 times.
Yeah.
He went from Renly to the Tyrells to now he's to the Lannisters. It's not good on him to show that light. You know what I mean? So, why isn't he supporting Dany? That doesn't make sense, because she's the one that has dragons that's going to kill him if he says no. It's not like it's the first time he's changed over to the more powerful side. He went from Renly to Marjorie to Cersei. I'm just saying that in show canon, it's inconsistent as far as he should probably go to Dany because she'll kill him. That doesn't make sense.
Though in his defense, especially with him following Renly, it was mostly just because his liege lord was following Renly. I will give him that.
Yeah.
That was, in his defense, it was because the Tyrells were putting their hopes and dreams in with Renly, which obviously came back and bit him in the ass. And once again, when he moved on to Cersei, other than this last time, he was following his liege lord. He's nothing if
what
not.
I'm saying, though, is that
loyal.
Randall has remained very adaptable in these last few seasons in the show, that he's moved from that person to that person because he wants to survive. And I just felt like with Daenerys, wouldn't you want to move to Daenerys to survive?
Right.
I would.
I mean, he was very loyal to the Tyrells up until he reached the point where he could not follow them any longer.
Yeah.
And after that, he was like, okay, well, I gotta follow the crown. So he followed the crown, and then he's dead.
John, another thing I wanted to point out was that, John was killed. He killed people and he was killed. And
yes.
She literally was out there and she was just bend the knee or die. It's very different. I really want to circle back and say that was a very different tactic.
It was very annoying, personally, because I swear, every other word out of her mouth is kneel or die.
Or I'm the queen.
Yes.
And if anything, HBO's and Game of Thrones, the actual series of A Song of Ice and Fire, have drilled into our head that if you have to say you're the king/queen, you're going to die. So Cersei, Joffrey, Tommen,
poor Tommen.
Now we're looking at Dany saying it too. I feel like that they're not going to not do that. They're going to kill her, I think, eventually. I think she'll end up dead.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I personally think it'll be during the Battle for the Great Dawn,
yes.
The new Battle for the Dawn. That'll be when she dies. She
yes.
will die sacrificing herself during that to save everyone. I don't know if I would count it as a Nisa moment or anything, but I would say she will at least sacrifice herself.
Yes. So, as we were saying, Jon and Drogon, they have their moment, and he's like...
Boop Snoop.
And, yeah, Boop Snoop. Drogon is like, hey, Mom, I found my cousin. And she's like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, I'm not gonna die? Sweet, thank God. And then...
it's so forced.
It really is. And then Jorah comes back.
No one cares.
Exactly.
That's it. You don't even have to talk. No one cares. Why are you back other than to die a tragic death?
I literally tweeted out, Jorah's back, can we chop his head off yet for being a traitor to the North?
There you go. Just saying.
I'm a Mormont to my bones, to my physical bones.
But he's not a Mormont.
He is not a Mormont. He is a traitor. He literally ran away from his punishment, and he's an ass. Like, he's an awful human being.
You know what my favorite part about that was?
What?
Dany, when Jorah showed up, immediately she introduced him to the Dario recast that's played by Kit Harington. Thank you. That's my favorite joke I've ever made. I will never rise higher than that joke. That's it. So
proud of you, Boo Bear.
Appreciate it. Yeah. That's literally who it became. But every scene that Jon and Jorah were in, Jon was always one-upping Jorah, and I was like, sucks. You piece of shit, that sucks.
Basically.
No one likes Jorah. Do you like Jorah?
No, not really.
Right. Like, he's just kind of a piece of fuck.
I mean, he's done some shitty things, and he just kind of keeps coming back.
For no reason, right? Like, you're like, why? Like, and she keeps, like, being all teary-eyed, sending him off places, right? And
My
you're like,
bear! Fuck that!
Exactly. Ashley just nailed it. That fucking line is that we should be better at saying goodbyes. What the fuck? Shut up. Right?
Bye.
Bye. Like, and in the
Bye,
books,
Felicia.
he's described as uglier and older. Like, he's described as, like, this old, ugly dude.
Yeah,
in the show,
Old, ugly, hairy
he's
man.
like, handsome, rugged daddy. He's a daddy in this show, right? Like, he's daddy as fuck. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, old daddy bear. Like, you know, like, of course, I get it. You're gonna be, like, weird with him. Dany, you probably have your daddy issues. You're like, yeah, Eris.
You've got a lot of daddy issues.
And
yeah, like,
you can kiss my hand.
like weird shit, dude. Like, yeah. So, like, in the show, he's too daddy for his role. In the books, he's just like a creepy old bald fat dude, and like he's like you'd expect, like I don't know. He's just not right. So. It's just like they're just wasting plot on this when I think he's gonna die anyway, somehow, obviously, doing something for Daenerys and whatever.
No shame at all. I have been cheering for his death. I'm like, come on.
I'm not, like, cheering for it, like, as far as...
I'm ready for it.
Good for you.
Die.
You know what? Everyone's gotta have their thing. Maybe this is yours.
Like, I understand. I mean... Not really, that's a lie. I don't understand how people like him. He's literally an awful human being.
No, you're allowed to have opinions, and those are correct opinions, so...
I am, as I said, I am literally a Mormont to my bones, and the way he treated his family, the way he dishonored his family...
Yeah.
His father literally went to the wall and became a member of the Night's Watch so that he could become the Lord of Bear Island.
Hey.
And he shat on it.
How do you feel about the theory of Jorah being the Lord Commander at the end?
Meh.
I didn't think I liked it. I like the Jaime idea or the Stannis idea better.
Yes.
But
I can get behind
like,
Stannis.
Those are intellectual thoughts right there. Like, me, an intellectual, Jaime or Stannis. But Jorah does have a certain resonance. His dad wanted him to take the black.
Yes.
And I could see him leading the watch honorably now that he's, like, everything that he's dealt with and learned via Daenerys. Like, eventually, I think he could, like, be like, wow, you know, I fucked up. And, like, lead a better life and show light to the world instead of being an asshole slaver that is fucking friend-zoning. I don't know. It's Ravens.
Oh, yes. I forgot about the Raven scene. Actually,
Yeah,
really cool. I thought that was really well done.
Really nice short snippet.
Yes.
Right?
It moved the fucking plot along.
It reminded you, oh, look, a threat is on the horizon.
Oh, look, we have stuff we actually need to get back to rather than this.
We might check on this in a couple episodes again.
Boop. So yeah, we get that. Bran, once again, is just his third eye, or three-eyed raven-ness.
Mick fucking had to deal with Ramsay and Roose, and now he has to deal with this little shit fuck. Fucking prepubescent motherfucker that can't fucking get his shit together.
Right. He's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Which one of the gods did I piss off that I had to deal with this?
Man. Well, I guess the White Walkers are on their way soon, right then? Ish. Whatever soon means, knowing us.
Nobody knows. So
this
yeah.
season, next season, what do you think?
This season.
The very end.
The very end.
Wall's coming down.
We'll see, I guess. I think Wall's coming down. I think you're right, because I think that's, like, the biggest Chekhov gun in the book and show. Like, I mean, there's a huge-ass wall. It's gonna come down.
Yep. So yeah.
Don't build that wall unless you're ready to pull it down. Come on now.
Right.
The next scene, is one of my favorites ever. Just because, like, there's just a lot of info dump you get in this scene without really even realizing it. It's Sam standing up to the Maesters. Sam is straight up telling them, like, hey, you're being an asshole. You're saying that this crippled kid from Winterfell is crazy and has no clue what's going on. But I fought White Walkers, and I'm telling you, like, these threats are real. You need to listen to the realm. This is for the realm. This is blah, blah, blah. But, of course, the Maesters are like, oh, this could be a trick by the Dragon Queen, which is completely consistent for once with characterization. The Maesters hate magic. The Citadel hates magic. They don't want people to learn magic. They don't want to admit that magic exists. There are races in the books, like certain races, like the Crannogs, for example, that they will not admit have magic in them. They won't admit anything to do with the Children of the Forest, the Crannog relation, whereas there is one in the books. They talk about it. It's just interesting that, like, they immediately say, tricked by the Dragon Queen, like, oh, we aren't going to trust the Dragon Queen. We won't do that. It's very canonical for them, so I was really excited. And the speech Sam gives saying, like, you need to do something about it. Like, you have the power. If you guys do it, you know, like, you could save Westeros. You could get the armies to go north. Please listen to me. It was a very touching kind of scene for that.
It was very good acting done by Sam's actor. I can't remember his name at the moment.
Bradley.
Yeah, him. Very well done. I really enjoyed seeing Sam standing up for himself, which definitely doesn't happen that often, like, at all. I still, every time I see the Grand Maester there, all I can think of is Slughorn from Harry Potter, which is a problem. But
I get that.
The very end, when Sam storms out and slams the door, and the one Maester is like, "Isn't that Tarly boy?" He's like, "Yes." And didn't his brother and his father just get burned to death? Yeah, I don't have the heart to tell him. Like, how long is it gonna take until Sam finds out that his family's dead?
And honestly, will he care is the bigger question to me.
I feel like he might just a little. But,
like, at this point, are they even gonna introduce it enough for him to care?
Probably not. But if this happens the way it does, or if it happens in the books the way it just happened in the show, I feel like he's definitely gonna have, like, some regret, because there's always that little part of him that wants to go home. That wants to be at Horn Hill and be with his sisters and his mother. And I feel like his brother and his father being stripped of their life is really kind of going to devastate him a little bit.
Well, we'll see, I guess. I mean, I worry that, not to give my famous quote, the show, Elena, the show, it ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. The show will never be that deep. It will never be that deep, no matter how it tries. It just won't. Man, I'm sorry. I'm real sorry. I am. But it's not going to go that far. We don't have time. We have 6 episodes in season 8. We have 8 episodes left. That's it. We have 8 episodes left of this show. They're not going to cover that. They don't care. You need to, everyone just get over it. They don't care about your faves. They don't care about your plots. Characters aren't going to make sense anymore. Timelines won't make sense. This person will be here. That person will teleport there. It is what it is. We just have to accept it and smile and grin and bear it and look at the pretty big dragons. You know what I mean? That's it.
And no direwolves.
It's okay. Maybe, like, next season they'll show one and kill it off. You know what I mean? Ah! Your face is sad. I wish people could see it, but it's bad.
That makes me want to cry, like, a little bit. I'm not even gonna...
What do you expect they're gonna do with the last direwolves? Like, they're gonna kill them. What have they done with the rest of the direwolves, Elena? They've killed them.
My poor baby ghost has already been through so much bullshit, and he has to keep waiting on fucking Jon to come home, and he never comes home. It's awful.
I'm sorry that I suggested that what is going to happen will happen.
Fuck you.
You know it's gonna happen.
Fuck you.
I'm just saying, they're probably gonna do it, dude. They don't give a fuck about us or our feelings.
Moving on.
The next scene is, there's a scene between Tyrion and Varys. It's,
Yes.
Dany is in her father's speech.
Yes.
Ties in with what we said earlier about Varys. Really good scene, though. Really touching kind of moment for Tyrion to kind of reaffirm with Varys, like, no, she can be better, and she will be better. We just have to kind of remind her. She loses herself into the dragon.
I did really enjoy the fact that, Varys kind of did, like, a little viewpoint into the reign of the Mad King, because he talks about how he survived being in King's Landing while Aerys was just losing his shit left, right, and center, and how he basically just had to hide himself hide in himself, saying that this is not my fault. This is not my fault. And honestly,
Interesting to finally see some consequences to some of the writing.
I really felt bad for Varys at that moment, because I kind of figured that he had to act like he just was like, yay, Mad King, like the whole time he was with him, but I never really thought about how much the consequences of Aerys' actions weighed down upon him.
Especially, like, you don't think about him actually being affected by it, like you said.
Exactly. He's very much a standoffish character. He doesn't...
Yeah.
He doesn't try and show emotion.
Very impartial to the events of the rebellion. You know, he's very...
Yes.
He doesn't stick in your mind as a rebellion character.
Not even a little bit. Like, I tend to forget that he was actually in King's Landing when the rebellion was happening.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
I love the small council meetings for Dany. It would be nice if Winterfell would hold some next time that Jon goes home.
That's whenever he's gonna end up going home?
Someday, some year, whatever.
Maybe.
I do love the small council meetings. I think they put Dany in a queenly spot. They really make her look, like, good in that. Like, it just makes her look legit and official having meetings. I love it. It's nice to watch, and it's nice to watch her actually ask her advisors for help.
Yes.
And listen to their advice, like all of them. All of them.
And in this scene, we get Jon have a raven come, and he finds out that Bronn and Arya are still alive, which
Wow. It's interesting because it's almost like Sam told him that Bran was still alive a couple seasons ago.
Huh. Who would have thought?
Wow, that sounds like an interesting plot. It's like they almost already did that. Did anyone hear that? Remember when Sam did that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, just curious.
But yeah, I mean, he finds out that they're both back in Winterfell. As I said, I really enjoyed that scene. I wish they just would have given some kind of reaction, like even just like a smirk or something, like a small, just like.
I kind of liked the way they handled it, and the only reason I liked how they handled it is because he just got upset, and he's like, Arya's home, Bran's home, and no one told me, and he was like all mad, and like in his head I'm sure he was just sitting there like, God, I really do know nothing, you know? Just real dumb. Dumb Jon.
How much just thinking about like how much him and Arya miss each other. I'm just like, oh, my heart, I just want to see them back together again.
I don't know, be careful, she might show up all crazy murdery.
God damn it.
The next scene is real good. We get Davos smuggling into King's Landing.
Oh, no. First we have to talk about the shit show that is their plan.
Oh, yeah, their plan to do it.
Well, first off, let's just go ahead and we're gonna go on the other side of the wall. And we're going to grab one of these White Walkers, and we're just going to bring it to King's Landing. It'll go great, guys. It'll go perfect. Nothing bad will ever happen.
Look, all I know is my boyfriend's not dead. So.
Oh my god.
Use that with what you will, and now you have like 5 or 4 cheek lip things. Ideas.
And I really kind of enjoyed John dropping the mic on Dany when she's just like, you don't have my permission to leave, and he's just like, I don't need your permission, bitch.
I am a king.
I am the fucking king in the north. Suck my dick.
Of everything, more like.
Basically. Oh yeah, so then they go into the King's Landing. They get smuggled in, well, mostly just hop in a rowboat, and they row into King's Landing. Which isn't really smuggling, I guess. Just kind of, not even a little. Just plain view of everyone.
Yep, absolutely.
Get in the rowboat. We have some more Sansa and Arya not getting along scenes. I can't really remember exactly what they weren't getting along with at this point.
Here's what I can tell you about these scenes.
Yeah.
I've got some ideas for you on this scene. First off, stupid. There's nothing that's even smart remotely about these scenes. It's all contrived for dramatic tension horseshit, and we should not be having to deal with this late in the season. Bronn says it in this episode. Every episode, someone breaks the fourth wall and says it. We don't have time for this stuff. We don't have time for it anymore, and it's bullshit. Look, I get you want to show they're different and they're sisters and they argue, and that's great, but this is a little intense. Making Arya murderface McGee and just having her, like, fucking, right, like, just having her, like, psychologically attach herself next to Sansa and go, hey, I'm gonna be an asshole to you. Every single one of her siblings is psychologically, like, analyzing her and pushing her to her limit, and she's just trying to run Winterfell. She's barely surviving. She's already
so done.
Stressed. She's already stressed about it, and now these dudes and girls are all like, like, leave her alone.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let her rest.
Yep. Like, I mean, as I said, I literally don't even remember what the hell it was that they were arguing about, because every time they're together and they're arguing, it's just something dumb, and that they're using to try and make tension where there doesn't need to be.
Exactly, and it just doesn't make narrative sense.
It doesn't.
The big thing that really also bugged me, something I noticed besides Arya's inconsistency and her suddenly, like, murderishness.
Yeah.
How interesting that all of a sudden Glover loves Sansa, and he's like, we should have gone for you. Season 6, when they campaigned around the country, Glover was like, fuck you. You're a dumb hoe, you fucking Bolton. I'll never care about you. I won't ever consider you as my ruler ever in my life, ever, as long as I live. And, like,
flash
now
forward,
all
like,
of a
3
sudden
months.
Glover is sorry about it? Like, inconsistent, man. Like, this is so inconsistent.
Whatever. Yeah.
The notes I wrote for this scene literally consist of, Arya, stop. Sansa makes a lot of sense. No, stop.
Arya knows what the fuck is going on. You need to calm down.
Like, so much for being a good assassin. Littlefinger saw her. Like,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So,
the next part after this, I'm angry about. I don't want to talk about Winterfell now, so we're just going to move on.
Yes.
It was stupid. I have nothing constructive to say because it was that bad, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
We go back to Davos. Tyrion finally fills Davos's plot holes about his sons.
Yes.
And how Tyrion killed them.
Yes.
He climbs up in that pothole.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, because Tyrion was just like, last time I was here, I was hand to the king, blah, 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 blah. And Davos was just like, you killed my son with wildfire. And just kind of just, like, drops the mic and walks away. And he's like, well, I don't really have anything to say to that, so.
Well, and that's what's crazy. The acting in this scene is so good.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good.
I always,
really good.
always enjoy Davos's actor.
Oh, yeah.
Whose name escapes me. Google, what is his name? Liam Cunningham. I fucking love Liam Cunningham.
He's the best.
He's amazing. He's a great actor.
Grandpa Davos.
He is my Davos.
Yep. He looked good. Joe Dempsey had a crop haircut that was really weird, but I liked it. Okay, settle down. Be still your beating heart.
I can't. I physically can't. Like, you can ask Kevin when he pops up in, like, 15 minutes. Like, I screeched.
I get it. When Gendry popped up, and I knew you'd be so happy. When he popped up, though, he has, the baby Christian Bale haircut going on, right?
Yeah, he does.
That? He's like Christian Bale as hell. Me and Emmett were making fun of him. But a line I loved from this was when Davos was like, "Nothing fucks you harder than life."
Yeah. That's very true.
And also, the Warhammer. I just want to raise my hand and say that I called it and no one believed me. And I had receipts, and now people are like, "Oh, I believe you."
Oh, yeah. I kind of figured he would have the Warhammer. I mean, it's in character for him.
Yeah, no, it is, especially because, like, the hammer is his penis.
Yeah, basically. And I will give props to the show writers for this one little scene, just for this one line, because they definitely did it as a shout out to the fans that they have Davos say, "I thought you'd still be rowing," and it honestly it gave me a big stupid smile on my face because it was a nice it was a nice go-to for us. It was a nice throw in. Like, yeah, we've been watching you guys tweet about hashtag still rowing for 3-4 seasons.
Yeah. I seriously was so disappointed because I was sitting there and I was like, if his arms aren't actual stags by the time he stops rowing, like, they better be freaking, like, antlered. I want his arms to be antlered by the time I see Gendry because this has been a long time coming, friend. A little ridiculous. Like, you're gonna hide him from us for this many seasons? I want to see baby Christian Bale have some freaking deer on his arms.
I kind of enjoyed the fact that he just straight up went back to Flea Bottom. Like, I mean, who was gonna fucking look for him back in Flea Bottom?
Right. It was a good place to put him. It didn't make a lot of sense, but I mean, it was a good place to put him.
I mean, plus also it gets him back to where he's what he's comfortable with. He's comfortable with being a blacksmith.
So real cool that he has the Warhammer. That's the coolest fan service. Yes. And like I said, I just want to make sure everyone knows I was right back in May. I called that. You saw the receipts.
I know. I definitely said when he just brought out that Warhammer, I was like, Daddy Bobby B's looking down from the seven heavens.
That's what I said. I posted a picture on Twitch and everything. But you know what? The hammer is his penis. So
yeah. We also in this scene, or then we get Tyrion and Jaime.
Yes.
For reasons.
We also get Davos being Davos, and what's really cool about that, something I loved about that, is that we've seen Davos become such a general advisor over the last few seasons, and now he got to be himself again and remind us of his Flea Bottom origins and do his whole, like, smuggly, like, talky talk and make the guards think he was fine.
He's able to bullshit so hard.
And Tyrion shows up and fucks it all up.
Yeah, like, I literally was watching Tyrion walk down this fucking mountain, and I'm like, just hide. Like, you don't even have to, like, show your face. You're literally this small. Just go hide for, like, 5 seconds, I swear to God. And, but then we get Gendry wielding that Warhammer, and I was like, well, that's my kink.
Yeah,
so,
that's a good kink.
It is a good kink, because he was just like, boom.
So, Jason Eldon, one of our followers and friends, love him.
Jason!
He wanted to talk about the fermented crab meat. Davos bullshitted his way through that scene so well.
Hard.
That's me bullshitting my way through anything, first off.
Yep.
And Davos was like, oh yeah, this is like the Viagra of Westeros. This is going to make you hard all night. You're going to bang your woman forever. And they were like, all right, we're into it. And they took some of the crab meat. They're like, yeah, thank you. Like, that's classic. That's some classic Davos. Started from Flea Bottom. Now we're here shit.
Yep. That is just some straight up bullshitting through his teeth that I can fully support because he is Davos.
It was good to see, even though Tyrion fucks it all up per usual, it was nice seeing Gendry go, like, hammer time like his dad, getting to kill some bitches with a hammer.
Yep. And then Tyrion just like, who's this? And he's like, this is Gendry. He'll do. After he fucks up 2 people. It made me
realize that Robert Baratheon was totally a beater. You know what I mean? Like, he was hitting those bludgers every day.
Yeah, he was.
He would have been a beater.
Yeah, he
would. Had Hogwarts. What house would Robert have been in, do you think?
Robert?
Or Gryffindor?
Gryffindor. He doesn't have the drive to be a Slytherin. He wants to fight. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to politic. He wants to fight.
Yeah, he'd be a Gryffindor. He wants to fight.
I feel like Ned would have been a Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
He's such a Hufflepuff. He's so cute. But yeah,
well, I think that scene was a great transition to Cersei's pregnancy scene.
Fuck. Do we have to talk about this?
She preggo.
I hate that.
I
hate it so much.
I think a lot of people, not saying you, but yeah, a lot of people, are...
I feel really attacked right now.
I love you. I just feel like a lot of people are counting their chickens before they don't hatch. I feel like this pregnancy won't happen. That's all.
That is the only way they can redeem themselves, is that she is just lying through her fucking teeth.
Agreed.
Seriously.
No, I don't like that either, that people are like, oh, she's lying, to Jaime to make him, like, punished. I'm like, that's stupid. She wouldn't do that.
I feel like she would lie to him just to reaffirm the fact that Jaime will be on her side.
I don't think so. I think it's legit.
The main reason he has always been loyal to his kids. Even if he hasn't been allowed to be their father, his kids are his downfall. I mean, look at him in Marcella.
I think that Cersei isn't going to do that because she knows better, but I think that she would actually do it to tie it to her, but actually do it. Like, she would be like, yeah, I'm preggo on purpose. Like, I don't think she would use it lying to him. Not right now. I think she's getting desperate because she's starting to realize she's lost a lot of her armies, and he's all she has left. So I think now all of a sudden she's going, oh shit. Okay, Jaime, stay. I'm preggo.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure Jaime's getting really tired of it. I mean, obviously up until she says, yeah, I'm preggo, and he's like, oh, yay, I'll be a daddy again. And I'm just like, it's aggravating.
What about how he got in trouble with her about his friend?
Right.
About his BFF, Bronn.
He's like,
now he's not even allowed to hang out with his best friend. His sister wife said no, and now he can't even hang out with his best friend. That is some horse shit. She is so mean.
She was like, I'll kill Bronn for that. And I'm just like, you can't kill Bronn. Bronn gets to die in battle if he doesn't get murdered by you. Shush.
That is his BFF. You don't just get to kill his BFF. Like, what? That's not what we do.
That's not what happens.
But, that was so in character for Cersei. Like, I know I complain about inconsistent characterization on the show, but that was the most in character shit. She asked him to punish Bronn. That's the top tier paranoia for Cersei.
Oh, yeah.
That is Cersei being so paranoid, telling him, you have to kill your best friend. Like, that's huge.
Yeah.
She is truly hitting top tier paranoia bit by bit on this show. I know it's not what we see in the books. It's not quite what I would love to have in the books, but she is definitely reaching that arc. She is hitting that top tier paranoia.
I mean, she drops the bomb where she's just like, you need to kill Bronn, but then she drops the bomb again by saying that she's pregnant. So she's subtly giving Jaime good vibes about having to kill Bronn. Because she said, oh yeah, you need to kill your best friend. But wait, I'm pregnant. So anytime he thinks about, oh, well, I need to punish, the baby. Oh, yay, we have a baby coming. He's going to think about, oh, I still need to kill Bronn.
Right.
That's some subtle psychology shit there.
It compounds those things together in a way to make it like a Pavlovian thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, good boy, bad boy. And it's interesting. So, a couple things I really loved about that scene was, one thing, Cersei looked like Maleficent in that scene. You know what I mean? Like, from Sleeping Beauty. Like, she looked evil. She had that very evil, slowly turned to darkness look about her with that scaly dress and her bones. And then the quote, dead men, dragons, and dragon queens. That was a quote dropped in that scene and by Jaime, and I love that quote. I think that's such a telling quote of what's to come.
Oh, yeah.
This war. Dead men, dragons, and dragon queens. I want to put that on everything. That was such a good quote for that.
I can get behind it mostly because alliteration.
It rolls off the tongue.
It really does.
So we shoot back after the Cersei and Jaime scene.
To Dragonstone again.
Yes, we shoot back to Dragonstone, and people are mining at Dragonstone. They're mining the Valyrian, or the Dragonglass, sorry.
Yes.
And that's really cool to me that they at least kept that consistency, that continuity, that this is happening. John's team needs the Dragonglass.
What's up?
I'm so excited. Kevin is here. Eastwatch just showed up. I missed him. We've missed him so much for 2 weeks. I don't want to be excited about it.
I'm finally back.
Yeah. He got home from work. But anyway, so John and Gendry meet.
Yeah.
For the first time, and that lighting is so cool, you guys. This is my favorite take that I've had. That lighting, it is the same lighting of Ned and Robert in the crypts.
Yeah.
Only with John and Gendry meeting. It has a soft light like that, and they're both talking about how, their fathers trusted each other, which, okay, no, they didn't, but that's fine. And even so, like, you can argue and be like, yeah, but Ned was his dad, not Rhaegar.
I saw the light bulb go off above his head.
I was saying, like, wait, well, Ned and Robert trusted each other. It's like, oh, wait, good point.
Yeah, like, when Gendry's like, our fathers trusted each other, I was like, okay, first off, Rhaegar did not trust your dad. Second off, Ned didn't even trust your dad, okay? Ned was like, no.
He's my friend, my buddy, but...
You done goofed.
That's a lie, but okay, Gendry. It was cool, though. The lighting was really cool. That was my favorite part. It was a very cool mirror.
I really enjoyed Davos is like, you need to keep this a secret, and you're gonna be Cleos, or you're gonna be Cleos, or whatever. And then he's just like, yeah, hi, I'm Gendry, I'm the bastard son of Robert. And he's just stops and looks at him like, bro, we just talked about this like 5 seconds ago.
Poor Grandpa. Grandpa had a really hard day.
Davos has a rough time.
All he ever did was live to a ripe old age.
I hope he, lives for the whole universe.
Right.
Davos deserves it.
Davos deserves all the love in the world.
True. I love
so much shit.
The quote I really loved from that scene was, it's better to be a coward for a minute than dead the rest of your life.
Yes.
That was cool.
Yes, that was excellent. I did really enjoy that scene. I'm currently in the process of trying to find a good map of Westeros, because I'm trying to figure out, I can never remember where Dragonstone is in relation to King's Landing. It is really close, so that makes sense for why it would be that soon that they were able to get back and forth. Okay.
Yeah, I imagine they didn't take a rowboat over too. We're at this. I feel like this episode especially was really the point where we need to hammer out all of the little loose ends and everything to put it all together, so that the rest of the season and the rest of the series has a. I don't know. I feel this is a really important episode for the rest of the series.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, on that. And we kind of discussed before you came back how we're at the point where we can't. It is what it is. If you have John going up to Eastwatch and back 20 million times in an hour, I can't argue it at this point. We don't have time to argue it. We're barreling towards the end. That's my quote right there. We are barreling towards the end. There's no justifying either way. We just have to accept it and say they got there and the timing worked, and it is what it is. That's what we have to keep to ourselves on almost every event. So in keeping with that idea, it's not that bad.
Mm.
You're like, okay, whatever, I'm serene. And maybe it's because, I drink during this a lot, but, it's hard to stay serene usually, but, I'm at the point where I'm I'm serene, I'm good, whatever,
The travel time thing never bothered me. We're not
next episode, it's gonna bother me.
Yeah.
Has everyone watched The Leak?
I haven't watched.
have.
Okay.
So have I.
So,
Hey! We'll talk about this after the episode.
you both are such traitors. Oh my god.
We'll talk more
I've
after
been
this is
betrayed
over.
by my own podcast.
I liked it.
It was a really good episode.
I've heard so many split decisions. We won't go into it. I haven't watched The Leak. I prefer to read production and set leaks. I'll read. I like to read script leaks. During in season, I won't watch leaks. If something comes out dude, there's just no point. I'm busy. And Sunday, I'd rather have the experience. I'd rather, like, sit there with the community and live tweet it like it's the first time I've ever seen it. So whatever. If you guys want to spoil Christmas for yourselves, that's fine.
When I was a little kid, I always made it a point to try and find where my Christmas presents were hidden.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
I do that too, but at what cost?
At the cost of I know what I'm going to get.
Anyways. So,
no disappointment on Christmas Day.
Finally gets a personality.
Yeah.
Who gets a personality?
Tyrion.
Oh, yeah. That's weird.
It's like he's back to his pre-season 4 self.
Like before the wine.
Yeah. Before he's not Essos Tyrion anymore.
Right.
Before the let's just make bad jokes and drink a lot of wine, Tyrion.
Yeah, I mean, sure, he never went through actual development, but that's fine. We'll figure it out. You know, I'm not too worried about it. I'm happy he's finally having a personality again.
Yes.
So, like, he's finally saying, like, I'm Tyrion and I think this and I do this. That's nice. I'm very into that. And we also get I'm sorry, I had to read my notes. My notes say Tyrion is getting a personality back finally. Dany, semicolon, by Jor, __, hashtag, plus sign, yen sign, euro sign, colon, and sign, star, god dang it.
What the fuck?
That's the notes.
Okay. How intoxicated were you at this point?
This was last night, I'm not sure. I think I was just tired. I think I kept like trying to type, and then I was just like, I'm tired, god dang it. So we get this like gross ass forced contrived flirting between Daenerys and Jon, and he's all like, I wish you good fortunes in the war to come, your grace, and you're like,
I've grown fond of him. Gag.
Yeah. Shut up, Kevin. Unless you want to fuck your aunt.
Oh my god.
If my aunt was Daenerys, maybe.
I wish the viewers could see the look I just gave you because you saw it and you knew. But
I just really hope none of your family listens to this.
They won't.
Well, Kevin, I'm all ears.
Well, you want me to go in depth with this, or like you just
can we not and say we didn't?
I want you to convince me of Daenerys right now.
Oh,
what about
okay,
Daenerys?
That's better. No, Jon-Aerys.
Oh, Jon-Aerys?
Yeah, like the shipping.
Politically, it's the only marriage she can make that makes any real sense.
True.
Okay,
the North is the only kingdom with this like a still effective army.
And actually has kind of its shit together?
That isn't also directly fighting her.
Wait, are you also convincing me of Daenerys?
No, I don't ship it.
Okay.
I mean, from a political standpoint, it makes sense. I just can't ship it.
It makes
it's
a good
OTV.
military alliance marriage, but like no, it doesn't really make much. I mean, they got a little bit of chemistry, but
it's really forced.
It is very forced for what it is.
Okay, I can sit with that. I think it's gonna happen in the books, so it doesn't matter. It's going to happen. It's canon. We all know it's canon, but it's going to be less contrived. It'll be a little more organic when it comes to the books, I think.
It'll be better written, less forced.
Oh,
hopefully.
absolutely. It will. It will be less forced. That good fortunes in the war to come, your grace line was just so contrived.
I don't mind it. That's like that called more back to Mance Rayder.
And Arthur.
Ah, that's.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And it's been the last seasons. Like they've said it in like once a season at least. It's like the new thing. And Benjen.
You mean Coldban? Coldjin?
Showhands.
Ben Hands.
Showhands is my favorite. I love Showhands.
Showhands in his plot armor.
Hey, by a show of hands. So the next scene is one of the objectively biggest scenes in A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones history. We don't know if it's 100% canon in the books. I'm going to tell you, though, that hot take, it's canon in the books. It's going to happen in the books. Gilly subtly tells us that Rhaegar annulled his marriage to Elia Martell.
More like just straight up drops a bomb. And then
Hey, Prince Rhaegar.
Prince Rhaegar.
It's Prince Rhaegar, get it right.
And Sam ignores her to have a mental breakdown because that's what boys do to girls.
Yes. he just straight up was like, I understand you're having a problem, but let me explain about mine first. And I'm like, oh.
And then, instead of Sam listening to the most important piece of information in a
How does
song
he know
of,
that's
like,
important,
Fire,
though?
he gets up and he blares Rage Against the Machine and goes and steals books from the library.
I don't think Sam's actions here are really that bad.
If you would have, like, shut up for more than 5 seconds and listened.
Well, I mean,
fucked up.
I feel, okay, let me this perspective on it, like, it felt like in that scene, Gilly had been reading off random facts to Sam while he's been trying to read for hours.
Right.
And he's already extremely frustrated with his meeting from the Maesters earlier.
True.
Kevin.
What?
I understand that you won't ever listen to anyone, but...
I know. What are you talking about?
No, I do get that. I do. And I get where they're coming from, but it was funny to me because I'm like, oh, that makes sense. One of the most important pieces of Westerosi history gets dropped. The biggest secrets ever gets dropped, and it's ignored by the boyfriend. Anyways, so a lot of people are really mad about this annulment. We have
I'm pissed.
Real Peterman. If you guys know Real Peterman on Twitter, he's been waiting for our hot takes on this annulment, so we got to bring some spice, is what I'm trying to tell you. He is pretty pissed about it, and I mean, look, we all knew Rhaegar isn't really the cool guy we thought he was. You know, he's kind of a douchebag.
He's a fuckboy of
He's
epic
kind of how
proportions.
Fuckboy.
How
Rhaegar is Westeros' first fuckboy. I mean, that is like, he just
with
wants
his
to sit
cousin
around
Robert as a close second.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it goes Rhaegar and then Robert. Like, Rhaegar wants to sit around playing Wonderwall on his harp.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Exactly, he does. Here's Summerhall.
Oh, that's one of my favorite fucking memes by you. Just saying.
Memes. So, like, I already figured he annuls the marriage to Elia because Jon's whole plot, like, growing up in the books, he dreams he's Aemon the Dragon Knight. He dreams he's gonna have a claim to Winterfell. He dreams all these things that he doesn't have. But at the same time, he's gonna have them because son of Rhaegar. And we know it's true. It's canon now. The show has confirmed that canon. It is what it is. If you want to argue with us about that, that's fine. At us, whatever. But it's wrong. Like, that's objectively wrong. It's canonical that R plus L equals J. When are you going to get over it? That's what the books are about. Anyway, it's just, you know, this annulment, like, it kind of makes Rhaegar look like a bigger douchebag than he already looked. And I think it'll be, again, more nuanced in the books. Not to repeat myself there and get ugly,
that's just a given.
It'll be deeper. It'll be deeper. The show ain't that deep, and the books shall be deeper. That's fine.
The rivers are that deep.
We did discuss that.
Damn.
We'll get there. Geographically speaking, yes, you're correct. Rivers don't tend to be that deep, but I don't know. The annulment made Rhaegar look like a bigger douche, and the bigger problem I have with the annulment does not come from this. It comes from a leak for a future episode. I won't bring it up now. I don't want anyone to have to, like, turn their YouTube off and not pay attention to this. Just know that in 2 weeks, after episode 7, I have some qualms that I really want to discuss regarding the annulment and how it just chronologically doesn't work, and it's wrong. So anyways, something I was thinking about was that Septon Maynard is who is the one that did the annulment.
Yeah.
And according to just the books and according to the wikis and different, like, thoughts, the King's Landing Septon had been there for years, and he was a shit show of a Septon as the High Septon. So what if the Septon Maynard was the same Septon that's been there for 15 years, the same Septon that, you know, got walked through the streets naked and killed and everything in the last few books?
Wasn't he, like, torn apart?
What if it was him still? Like, that would explain why he was lazy enough to not, like, make it a big deal or whatever. I don't know, that's reaching, and the show ain't that deep, but I'm just trying to look for some secrets, you know? Next scene we open on is Sam breaking rules in the library, stealing books in the restricted section.
You don't give a fook.
He's gonna make Professor Slughorn mad.
He's like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. He's just like stealing books. He's like, yeah, fuck White Walkers, fuck the Maesters.
Basically.
I loved, like, he turned and he just, like, threw a dusty-ass book at his kid, and he's like, here you go, little Sam, bye.
Right? I'm like, are you gonna at least make sure there's, like, pictures or something in there? Because, I mean,
Yeah.
he should be, like, 6 or 7 by now, but I'm pretty sure he's still, like, 2.
I'm pretty sure that kid is 24 by now. Sam and Gilly's kid, quote-unquote, is 27. Man, just one last beautiful look at that library through his eyes.
I did appreciate that.
Yeah, it was amazing to look at. It was beautiful. It sucks we're not going to get the Old Town plot in this narrative. It makes me excited for getting T-Wow, because we'll for sure get some cool shit. But
Alaris.
Whenever T-Wow comes out.
Solera! Yeah. Or Sorella, yeah.
Yep. Oh.
Creepy Littlefinger Arya scene.
I liked it.
Honey, he knows that you're watching him. He knows.
He little-fingered Arya, and that sounds really bad saying that aloud. I'm sorry.
No, I agree.
So yeah, obviously she finds the thing that he wanted her to find, and blah, 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 blah. More unnecessary drama.
I don't think it's unnecessary. I think it adds a little bit, I don't know, otherwise the Winterfell plot's got nothing going on in it. They're just sitting there, nothing doing. And maybe that's fine, maybe they should have spent more time on the Dany plotline and everything down south, but if they're going to focus on anything up in Winterfell, because I think they need to with Bran and Arya and all that,
yeah,
might as well have it be at least a little bit of conflict, because, I mean, really,
can't we just get around to the little
hated
finger
each other last
killing?
time they saw each other, and Arya is nothing but a little ball of hatred. Let's
That's
not
true.
forget this.
I just truly feel like they mischaracterized her from last week to this week. Like, yeah, she was awkward and weird already and being like, I'm murdery, but now all of a sudden she's psychologically coming at Sansa, and it's just like, it's a little shitty. That's all. All of them are coming at Sansa for no reason, and Sansa's just trying to hold it together, and she's doing a great job. I know I'm biased because I love Sansa, but I'm sorry, but if you watch those episodes and didn't go, what a good chick. She's buying grains. She was, like, making sure everyone's fed.
Sansa wasn't doing anything wrong there. Littlefinger were just maneuvering Arya to think she was.
Exactly, and that's, like, people are like, fuck Sansa, and I'm like, what are you talking about? This isn't even her right now happening. Like, y'all are hating on nothing. Like, Furthermore, what the show should have done is they should have sent the letter that she sent Littlefinger during Battle of the Bastards. That's the letter they should have used, because she sends Littlefinger the message saying, you can have whatever you want, please bring the veil.
Yep.
That's where she fucked up. That's what they should have done, is they should have focused on that. They should have had Arya find that letter and confront Sansa, and Sansa be like, no, like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then her somehow finishing the dress, obviously, in time for the trial, and wearing it for the trial at least. Like, it's so good.
I just want to get around to the little finger killing. Like, can we just
Soon.
speed that
Very
up?
soon, honey.
I know. I just want that now.
Oh, me too. Every day.
Hey, you gotta earn it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be next season.
Soon.
Very into
Though.
mission.
Soon. Soon enough.
It
And
needs to
I
die.
think we had. So while we're about to finish this, I know we had a couple more questions before we get to some more of these scenes. Jern Snur and Ben Danny having no chemistry. That's a joke. It's from Tara, a Geek Saga, on here.
No.
They do have some forced contrived chemistry. Even Kevin admitted it. They're just like they aren't what you'd expect.
No.
That's weird looking, weird acting.
It's overly forced because we are, I mean, as you said before, obviously we are down to the wire. We don't have that much time left screen-wise, but it's overly forced for the small amount of time that we have.
I think something happened in that cave that we weren't shown. Bend the knee, Jon Snow.
Honey, I think that's next episode.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Gross.
Nah, I I actually said last episode that I was waiting for. I mean, they had the nice mood lighting. You know, the last time, the last time he was in a cave, I'm like, where's the Barry White?
No.
So we get to Eastwatch by the Bay.
Yeah.
And Gendry gets reunited with the Brotherhood without banners. That was a thing. Not very happy about that at all. He was our poor child. Our poor bastard boy. Obviously, there's already tension being set up there for the coming excursion beyond the wall.
Yeah.
Nobody likes each other at all. I mean, there's a few people that obviously they get along, but there's a lot of tension there because there's a lot of big personalities, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it is really a dream team.
And our last scene of that episode is 7 of them going out from the wall.
Hey,
and
plus 5 red shirts.
Plus 5 red shirts. Going out into the snow that is driving down off to their grand adventure to go find a white.
The last time we're seen north of the wall, too, I imagine.
And this is the first time we've been beyond the wall. I mean, other than like a few cutscenes for the whites for a while.
And Bran.
Right.
When would
we haven't seen this point of view yet?
Oh yeah, we haven't been towards Eastwatch.
Oh, I just meant beyond the wall in general.
I mean, yeah, that too. But I mean,
because Bran's been there.
I meant by like.
So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about how the show's so much better than the book, and I have no ammo for that, so never mind.
And Chloe fell asleep actually. Maybe.
I've been here. I've been mostly just listening to Kevin's horrible takes.
I know.
So yeah, I mean, that's really it. We don't have anything else to go off of, unless you want us to spoil the next episode.
No, oh my gosh.
We could pre-record.
We could!
I get that you watched it, because I've read the leaks, as I've said. I like to pre-read the leaks, just because otherwise I get really mean and ornery if I don't know what's happening. Does that make sense? Like,
I mean, you get mean and ornery when you do know what's happening, so I don't understand the difference.
Okay, anyways, glossing past that, I feel as if I know ahead of time at least an outline of what happens, I won't be a bitch the whole season. You know what I mean? I won't sit there and cry about Sansa getting raped for, like, the whole season. So, I don't want to watch the actual leak, though. I like to watch the magic happen. So we will record Sunday, and talk about it, and you guys can talk your heart's desire. No thanks. I don't know. I'll wait. It'll be magical on Sunday. I'll have magical tweets, and it'll be fun. And then we'll have some hot takes afterwards. And then the finale, you guys, is soon. 9. The finale is 9.
Weird.
I feel like we should have a really fun episode. That episode, I think, will be trashed. First off, because we'll be training for DragonCon, all of us.
Oh fuck! That is
right before, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the week before.
We're gonna die.
Last week we saw Sansa wear the dress that I'm making for DragonCon, you guys.
Yes, we did.
Finally. She's, from what I've heard / seen, she doesn't wear it in episode 6. So I'm guessing she'll wear it in episode 7. And I'm excited about that for reasons. We'll find out why. But it'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, that's really all we've got for this episode.
That's it for Eastwatch. I'm excited to watch my boyfriend wear fjords next week, Sandor. He's so handsome. It was like a little western, you know?
Yeah.
I loved it. So I'm excited to see him next week in his fjords. I'm excited to watch the Magnificent 7 next week.
Pretty much, yeah.
Fun episode.
I just wanted to say, even just from the pictures that, like, HBO released of them, like, going and doing their thing and being the Magnificent 7, it's like, have none of them heard of a hat? Like, Jesus Christ.
The red shirt extras have hats, but it's a well-established rule in any fiction that the main characters cannot have their faces covered.
But that's
true.
It's just inviting. I'm sorry, my inner northerner is showing. Hold on.
Right, like, muff my ears, like, keep them cozy.
At least wear a goddamn hood. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I agree.
I think more egregious is Dany not finding even like the most basic set of armor to wear while she's riding a dragon.
So.
Well, kids, this has been a real slice.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for joining us. Ashley had to bow out. We had Stommen Ashley on Twitter. That'll be in the link below for access. She was on for a little bit tonight. And Kevin, ASOIAF Puns, finally came back to us. I missed him so much. It was good to have his thoughts for a little bit. And, of course, we have the lovely The Bear Air, Daisy Mormont on Twitter, Elena, Lion of Night, on the page of Any Faces with us tonight. Wonderful as usual. I'm so blessed. I'm happy to chat with these guys about A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones. We'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll have this out by Tuesday again next week. I can't make promises apparently. But happy Eastwatch. Happy Thrones. You guys, this has been Drunk ASOIAF. We are signing off for the evening. Have a great rest of your week.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good one.